are live. How's everybody doing? Oh. It isn't saying nothing on there. What's going on? I'm not seeing it picking up your guys' audio output. What did I do wrong? Oh, I know what I did. Hang on a dang minute. I did this before, and it took me forever to figure it out. But I know what I did wrong. There we go. That should work. There we go. No, so I have a Mac, and Macs are dumb and don't interact well. And on top of, like, hitting the checkboxes for, like, the sources that I want to use, I also have to right-click on it and tell it to use it for sound output.
Right.
So, that was the step that I had forgotten, which is that last part, because it hides and is not obvious. So, without further ado, welcome to session 15, everybody. I think this is our last session for the year, because I think we were going to take a couple weeks off for the holidays, because life gets busy around the holidays with parties and wrapping and, I believe
Events.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are both on Tuesdays, if I remember correctly. So people are going to be busy on those days. But we might have a movie night. We haven't narrowed down a date yet, but we might do a movie night in between on some random day that isn't a holiday. But yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So if you want to come do that, come join our Discord. Come watch a movie with us. We were looking at potentially Christmas movies, I think it was, but we'll see what we do. And
I also love to do more drawing sessions, group drawing sessions.
Oh yeah, always.
Those are always cool.
If you guys are ever in the mood, just be like, hey, let's do it. And be like, yeah. Alright. But we are here today to... I can't say make some noise because that's somebody else's show. But we are here to do some performances and have some discussions.
Make a quantity of noise. Like I said, cause chaos. We are causing chaos.
Yeah, and where we left off last week was Briar's back at the Crock and Bowl, waiting for his fiance to show up.
Question mark?
Question mark. And the rest of the party has gone to see Morrigan's second performance of the day, which is the evening performance.
Ooh la la.
Uh,
I mean, in body, but in spirit, we are absolutely like peering around the door jam in that restaurant, watching
yeah.
crap out of Briar.
Yup.
Where our heads are through the door like that scene from Friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cartoon stack of eyes coming around the door jam. Yeah, absolutely. And who do we want to start with, I guess, is the first question here.
I mean, we did a lot
You're still
of
there.
us
still
stuff.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
ended with the larger group.
So,
Yeah.
I think Briar should go first.
I agree.
I
Are
second
you okay with that, Hayes?
statement.
Do you need a minute?
I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be. Let's go.
Okay.
I
So
gotta get my fan ready and my tea.
where we
Turn off the
left
microphone.
Briar, Briar went back to the Crock and Bowl to change into their brand new spiffy set of clothes, and waited at the bar, as I recall.
Yeah.
And you still got some time left, before, your date shows up at 8 o'clock, which was the deal. Date being the operative term here. Might not be a date. We'll find out. How's Briar feeling right now?
Nervous because Ashley is nervous. Little insight on Ashley. She is a recovering people pleaser. So disappointing people is awful and makes her sick.
Mhm.
And it's translating into Briar a little bit. So his tail is flicking, rather cat-like, I would say. And probably either wrapping around the stool he's leaning against or around his own leg. if anything, for some kind of security. Also, he ordered a drink, probably a frothy one, because that airy and things. It's usually a comfort drink. Not that it matters that much in this context. But he's trying not to be nervous. He's going to handle this with as much decorum as he can, and probably try to will another history check, if anything, but is not holding his breath on the recall, considering the absolute fumble from this morning.
Would you like to try another history check?
I would love to do that.
Wait, have you done the test to see which die is rolling highest for you today?
I did not.
Do you want to?
So we're now. Well, I think some of my smaller D20s are nicer to me.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, as much I love this Copper Dragon themed one, made by the Dice Sorcerer, by the way. Love that, but it tends to get stuck in my dice tower. So I have these itty bitty ones. So we have orange, red, and slightly dark orange. So who wants to vote?
Orange.
I say red.
Orange.
I was gonna say dark orange. Oops.
You know what? I'll
Don't
roll
listen to
all
me.
three. Let's see who's nice to me today. And both of them got stuck. Okay, so orange is nice to me. Okay. I jinxed myself. It's a 3.
You have not remembered anything new. But thankfully, you didn't roll a natural one, so you haven't forgotten anything, on the bright side.
Yeah.
So,
There's... I know there's information there. I'm just not recalling it.
yeah, like, you feel it, like, in the back of your brain, which seems weird, because it's not your brain. It's, it's a character. You feel that there is history there, but you just can't quite get to it.
There is a degree of removal there.
While you were sitting at the bar, sipping your assumingly like an ale or a beer or something like that, which Balthy just gives you because you look terrified. He doesn't ask you to pay for it because normally he would. Lisa Miles comes and sits next to you at the bar.
I didn't quite hear that. I'm sorry.
Lisa Miles comes and sits next to you at the bar.
Oh, hi, Lisa. How's your day?
Well, turns out getting out of prison is just as easy as getting in. She's got a tremendous, like, bruise on the side of her face. It's not as easy getting out as it is to get in.
Can I ask about the shiner there?
Oh, I took an elbow.
Oh, okay. I haven't used any of my AP today, but do you want to get patched up?
Nah, I'll heal by morning. It'll be fine.
Okay. So
You
it's
look
not
like you
impeding your
swallowed a
vision or
nest
anything?
of bees. Are you doing all right?
So weird thing.
Oh?
So this morning, I was watching a new friend perform, right? And then I get a call into the clinic that's not so far from here, right? And because I put in a note of, hey, I would like to work here, to get some gold accumulated before,
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm sorry. You came into this fantasy game. She kind of says fantasy game under her breath, like, so that she doesn't spook any of the NPCs. And she says,
Yeah.
you came into a fantasy game and you looked for a 9 to 5 on purpose.
I wanted to farm the gold, okay?
I mean,
That's the fantasy. Getting a 9 to 5.
Or having
okay,
a steady
anyway,
income. That's my.
continue.
I'm not the type to just steal stuff, so, but yeah, get the gold, get the gear, then go off adventuring or something. And also to, get acquainted with my abilities and my limitations, Turns out the head of the clinic I applied to is my ex-fiance.
Oh, well, that's different. Is that something you had going on in the real world?
Nope.
You were single in the real world?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I thought it drew, like, stuff in from, real life.
Maybe. I mean, I have a list of exes.
But no ex-fiancés?
Not that pretty.
Oh, he's pretty.
I'm like, okay. You've seen The Mummy, right? Like the 1999 version.
Who hasn't?
Think of the Magi from there.
Okay.
He's that tier.
Oh. Alright.
So Briar fucked up somewhere. And I'm not sure how to handle this because I agreed to an appointment with this guy because he was sleep deprived when he was talking to me, and then I figured it out from context clues that he and my character knew each other, and I tried to do a history check and it flopped. So
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna play it off as best I can. I mean, I don't want to make an enemy out of anybody just yet. But I also hate disappointing people, either they're real or not, and it's dumb.
Like you said, he's not real.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
mean,
an NPC.
in 6 days, 6 hours in real life.
Yeah, it's not even going to matter.
Right.
Because I'll be out of here.
Exactly.
And
I know what
don't
I would
understand
do.
why I'm scared though.
What are you
Because
gonna end
logically,
it?
it shouldn't be.
Are you gonna end it though?
I mean,
I'm not saying what you have to do, but just me personally, I would be hitting it. You said he's good looking. We're only gonna be here for 6 more days.
right?
I mean, is it a concern if you don't know how the plumbing works? Because I know you were, AFAB, presumably, in real life.
Mm-hmm. And, when I was making this, the plumbing didn't come to mind, so I think...
She kind of grins at you and says, "Do you need help figuring it out?"
Not before my meeting, but I'll take you up on it later.
All right.
It's like, it's really weird. It's like I'm feeling what Briar's feeling. Meanwhile, me in his head is disconnected from it.
Mm-hmm.
it's like in a state of shock, really. Like I know I should be feeling this way, but I'm not. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, these characters were only characters. Like, they're not really. I mean, they're not real. They're just shells we're wearing, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I'm probably reading too
they're
deep
words
into
on a
it.
page until you flesh them out.
Yeah. That's probably my history recall hiccup. I don't even know what the I just had to pick a war veteran.
You know what I do when I don't know what to say in this game? A fucking lie about it. You make it up as you go. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. But in real life, I'm a shit liar.
Well, lucky for you, this isn't real life. By the way, is that him over there?
Oh, Jesus.
And as you go to look, she absolutely swipes your beer.
Dude. Not cool. That is my lifeline. Thank you very much. Excuse you.
She's already drinking it, just smiling as she drinks your beer. Just not pausing at all.
I'm gonna get you for that. That's
Okay.
a promise.
See you later.
You don't steal a man's beer. That's rude.
But you don't want him to see you nervous, do you? He is walking your way, by the way. He has spotted you.
Oh. Well, wish me luck, I guess.
Yeah, you got this. And she pats you on the back.
Thanks.
You see Zivathira, less formally known as Ziv, walking towards you, and he's actually holding a white paper box. But he's wearing like this dark gray salwar. I don't know if you know what a salwar is. If not, I recommend Googling. With some nice like floral stitching around the collar.
Ooh, okay.
And pants that don't look too dissimilar from what Fox walked out of the shop with. They're kind of balloon-like and you know, Middle Eastern-ish looking. South Asian, that jazz.
Yes. Very fancy.
Yeah, and very lightweight. They're very, temperature-friendly clothes. And he looks much better rested. His hair has been brushed. He doesn't look as angry as the prior day, either.
Oh, good. That helps.
Where in the restaurant do you meet him?
Well, since Briar was able to notice him, he'll step away from the bar and meet Zev part way, and try to get a gauge of, does he feel like a table or a corner at the bar? At least that's the intention.
Mm-hmm.
He's straightening his waistcoat, perhaps a little anxiously, like tugging at the edges downward, make sure everything's straight.
He was in a suit.
It's a waistcoat, a dress shirt, and khakis. Not khakis, capris, because his feet are weird.
Sleeves rolled up, right?
Of course, forearms out.
Good.
And
That's the energy we want.
With the pocket watch in the pocket that's over his hip. He had a thought of, putting his hair back, but it just flumps forward, so it's just default right there.
Yeah.
fairly simple compared to Ziv's ensemble, but
Ziv's is actually pretty simple. Like, it's just, shirt and pants. Obviously the embroidery is nice, but it's, it's not particularly complicated looking. And he is wearing his ring. What do you say?
Thank you for meeting me, Zev. Where would you like to sit?
Let's maybe find a table?
Okay. I saw a small one over there, next to the wall. Is that all right?
Why don't we go for the balcony? It looks like maybe it's a little less crowded up there. We can, talk.
Yeah, I like that plan.
Okay.
I like that plan a lot.
And you guys head upstairs to the balconies and find a nice little round table. There's a couple of other people, but they're further away and they're busy with their own stuff.
Briar is a little bit behind in a few steps because he's trying to breathe through this and, try to be in the moment and not panic about this. Meanwhile, Ashley is still trying to assess, why am I nervous? Why is this scaring me? It's just a situation. I can act through it. I'm fine. This is fine.
Ziv sits down at the table, and as you sit down, he pushes the box over to you. And says, I made this for you. I hope you haven't eaten yet.
You made me something?
Well, look, I feel bad because I yelled at you this morning. Yes, I have weird hours. I yelled at you, and it wasn't fair for me to have all of the emotions in that space and take up all of the space. So I made you your favorite. I know it's been a while.
I appreciate that, Zev. Thank you. So he reaches for the box and cautiously opens it.
Hey, Ashley. What was your favorite flavor of crepe from your food truck?
Favorite crepe?
Because that's what's in the box.
Oh my god. Okay, so it is a grilled chicken with dillweed sauce. It's a savory crepe. From a Mediterranean cafe that you just absolutely loved growing up. And Briar takes a deep inhale. He can smell the dill and the other seasonings and things, and he sighs and he relaxes. I had almost forgotten about these.
Do you want to roll another history check?
It's a one.
Oh, buddy.
Hey, I'm gonna trade this one out for the red one.
I told you to roll the red one.
I'm gonna judge. I'm gonna judge your trust your judgment from henceforth. It's gonna be the red one now.
It betrayed you. I'm so sorry. You
Jesus.
absolutely don't remember anything. You don't remember. You have no idea how this character has your recipe. This is your recipe, to be very clear. This computer simulation has handed you an exact replica of what you would have made on your food truck. And served umpteen million times to customers.
So Briar takes a bite,
It's perfect.
and he takes a moment. Like he kind of leans to the side a little bit, covering his mouth, and well, not like cover, but like his fingertips are against his lips,
Mm-hmm.
and his eyes are closed, and he's really savoring it. It's like hot soup after a cold day. It's very comforting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets out a breath. Um, it's a little shaky because Ashley is still a little raw about her food truck, and but it's still a good feeling. It's that hit of nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
which can absolutely play into the scene. Um,
What do you mean?
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's perfect, Zev. This is wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. And I really am sorry for my attitude before.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I I did disappear on you a couple years back, and I don't know if I could have handled the situation any better than you did. Um, and I don't blame you for ambushing me or anything. Well, ambush is
I think
that's a crude
ambushed
word,
was
but
kind of how I felt. Because,
yeah.
I'd missed you. It had been years, and then you turn up out of the blue and pretend like you didn't know me? It hurt.
I think that's what
Eat your food. Eat your food. We'll talk in a minute.
So Briar eats the rest of the crepe, and he's gathering the words to say without putting too much emotion into it,
Mhm.
because if he does, he will break down crying. Um, because Ashley is desperately drawing from any kind of experience similar to this to at least smooth this over. Um, but she also knows the best lies also have truth laced into it.
Okay. So once you finish your
And
crepe,
she,
what do you say?
um, so Zev, I am going to be absolutely transparent with you, or at least as best as I can. I think I'm more brain damaged than I gave myself credit,
Oh.
because today was a very obvious testament. Um, I wandered into this city because I was literally lost. And between where we were posted and going home, I suspect something happened to me and I forgot.
Forgot? What did you forget?
A lot of poor things. I knew I was in a war, but I don't remember the war. I don't remember the motive. I don't remember what I did. I remember my name. I remember where I'm from. My basic skills as a healer, I remember that. But aside from that, I'm bare bones. I don't even remember my family.
So, when...
I looked at you and I did not recognize you a single bit.
Yeah.
And
He kind of leans back in his chair and is thinking about it. Like, he now feels really bad about being mad at you.
and I'm gonna be honest. In your office, I was panicking throughout that whole thing because I didn't understand how you knew me, and I didn't. I thought we were friends and were spurned, and I tried to pass it off that way. And then you mentioned the ring, and then I felt like I messed up because how can I forget? How can I forget you? And it's been eating me alive all day. And I am so sorry.
No, you don't. It's not your fault. I, I, I don't know what happened to you, obviously, but, you know, maybe it'll come back in time, if that's something you want to come back.
I can only hope in bits and pieces. It's I'm practically rebuilding myself because I don't know who this is. I know the basics. I just nothing else is there. And that's bizarre and I can understand if that disqualifies me from your clinic because you need someone who is capable and confident and
Shut up. And he comes around the table and just hugs you. Big ol' hug.
okay. So he hugs him back and, reminds himself to breathe. And I don't have character empathy whatsoever.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. We can do this.
When Ziv releases you from the hug, rather than sitting across the table from you, he sits at a chair that's more, to the side of you so that he's a little bit closer, and puts a hand on your knee and just says, I've been in love with you for years. I have the patience to work through this, if you do. Is there anything that I can answer for you? Is there anything you want answers to right now? I'm breaking Smalls off
I-
camera here. So sorry, Smalls.
I have a lot of questions, I will admit.
If you're not ready to ask them yet, I mean, we'll
We
we
can
have
work on
opposite
it.
shifts. We'll make time in where we can. It doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be ever if you don't want it to be. If you look, the war was not a pretty place. If you don't want to remember any of that, it could be your own brain telling you that you don't want to remember that.
I
I couldn't tell you how many soldiers left that war wishing that they could forget.
Now it's to argue if I was lucky or not, right?
Well, not
Um,
lucky for me, I guess, but
That's definitely lucky for you. Um,
no,
was I decent, at least?
well, once we figured out how to stop knocking heads, yeah, we I think we both had a little bit of ego to knock out of our systems first. But
Too many cooks in the kitchen, in a way?
too many people thinking they're too smart for everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, you were
So was that
the
before or
best.
after this happened?
Uh,
He gestured to his horn nubs.
that was before. Um, you don't remember the. You don't remember. Okay. So we got sent out to a skirmish, like like we did. We were in field duty, trying to get people back, get people to the healing tents, get them fixed up again. And you took a pretty bad hit.
Good thing I was hard-headed. Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, you were a mess afterwards. Physically and mentally.
I would imagine so. Was that when after that, was that when I was discharged?
Yeah, once they'd gotten you healed up, you weren't you couldn't handle going back out into the field, and you couldn't handle seeing people so injured. You just you froze, and when people are in need, they need somebody who's not freezing. The captain sent you home, which is why I mailed a letter to your parents, because you had told me where to reach them should something go wrong,
Right.
where I thought you were.
Uh, I don't think I made it home. If I did, I feel like I've been gypped.
Would you like me to write to your parents and let them know that you're safe?
I'd appreciate that.
I'll do it.
And if I mean, I I I'd like to communicate with them. I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah.
If I could,
Why don't we work on maybe getting some of your memory back? Um, and then, when you're ready, you can write to them and I'll just say, "Hey, he's been through a lot. In the meantime, I'll help you." Um, obviously, oh shit, what time is it? He looks at he looks at a clock across the wall. But you have a pocket watch on. Would you like to tell him the time?
oh, I have something for that. He flips out the pocket watch.
It's been about 30, 45 minutes at this point. So it's about 8:30, 8:45.
Um, eight, almost 8:45.
Oh shit, I hate to do this, but I do have to get back to the clinic.
Right, graveyard shift, right?
Yeah. Um, Listen, I'll write up a brief for you and I'll leave it with Tilly at the front desk. You met Tilly with the
Yeah,
okay. I'll leave it with
tiny little
Tilly
thing.
for you. I'll have it in an envelope so she won't see it. It'll be, just for you. So you can read into, just little things that I remember. Nothing too heavy. I don't want to shock you all at once, but
I appreciate that.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, I'll let you get back to work.
Yeah.
I'll try to be accessible when possible.
Yeah. Where are you staying? You were gonna move
Oh,
in to the clinic, right?
uh, actually, I have a room here.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and
Um, did do you want me to make a room for you at the clinic? We'll find the space. Like it's not a big building, but we can.
well, I'm I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Um, Now granted, it wouldn't be hard for me to move or anything. It's just, uh, I c- I like the smells here.
Probably the food, right?
Yeah. Um, I'd also like to learn how to chop vegetables again, because apparently I forgot that too. Um, but that's my issue, and you have a shift to catch.
Yeah, I do. I really gotta get going. But come find me at the clinic, uh, when you're ready.
Will do. Thank you.
And he gives you another great big hug. Do you want to stand up for this one, or?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
When he hugs you, he knows exactly where his arms need to go to nestle so gently into you because he's done it 1,000 times.
So Ashley in the back of the head is like, oh yeah, I'm keeping this guy. Meanwhile, Briar's probably having like, a little chin
Chin
tremble here.
wobbles.
Yeah, chin wobbles. Um, but he takes a stiff breath and kind of clears his throat while they break contact. I'll see you around.
Yeah. I'll see you later. And he starts to head down the stairs. And he kind of turns back around and says, by the way, nice outfit. Looks good on you. And then he keeps going.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's gone. Doesn't hear you.
I'm sending Saphira some flowers.
Lisa Miles is
And,
gone from the
quick
bar.
step.
And so is your beer.
I didn't pay for this one.
And we're gonna switch over to the other party, although it is 8:49, and I think this would be a really great time to do our midway pause. So if you guys want to take 10 to 15 minutes to use the restroom, we'll come back and do the other half of the party.
Yay!
Sounds perfect.
All right, we'll be right back, gang.
been screaming at all today.
All right, we are live again. Back on. We've all been screaming in the interlude there behind the scenes about feels. But now we go over to Morrigan's show as they arrive safely at the station and head to the performance area. How's everybody doing over there? Actually, I think you guys were already there. You don't have to get off the train.
Yeah, I think we had
You met Mahalia, who is a little bit tipsy.
met Mahalia. We spoke with Leike's grandmother. The last I remember, I think me and Mahalia went backstage to get ready to go on.
Yeah.
You needed some coffee.
I believe Doug got Mahalia some water.
Yeah, he's worried, yeah.
She's definitely a little tipsy. The water definitely helped,
He's
but
like,
she's definitely a
you're
little
so
tipsy.
tiny, you have to...
She is. She's a tiny little moth lady. Ugh.
It's so wet.
So are we like sitting in the crowd now?
Yeah, you guys would be sitting in the crowd. Morgan's behind stage. How's our crowd doing? How's everybody hanging in?
Boss is going to sit next to DeLacy.
Oh, here it comes.
Saphira's gonna sit next to Lakey.
And Boss is just going to be sitting with DeLacy and he's just going to have his little mallet just like holding it.
Interesting.
This
Boss
is from something
needs
else,
to
but I
sit
just thought it
next.
was funny to bring out.
DeLacy's none,
Good.
DeLacy's none the wiser, just sitting very proper, like legs folded, hands folded on his lap, just waiting for the performance to start. Hat off.
I will say that Nagatam and Lakey's grandmother is gonna probably sit next to Lakey to watch.
Saphira's gonna sit on the other side of Lakey.
Right on.
And while we're waiting, she is looking kind of nervous, kind of like wringing her hands, and is like working up the courage, and she kind of doesn't look at Lakey, but kind of like directs her question to or her statement to Lakey, and she's going to say, Mr. Lakey, may I have a word?
Of course.
I feel it was difficult for you to call us friends, but I at least wanted to let you know that I do appreciate. I've never had someone call me their friend.
Oh, well, I'm happy to oblige. It wasn't difficult in that I don't enjoy spending time with you all. It was difficult in that I have only known you for 2 days.
Fair enough. Just, I wanted to at least let you know that, I did appreciate it. I haven't really known what it's like to have a friend.
I'm glad these 2 days have been fulfilling for you. Good. I'm glad.
She just awkwardly sits there, not acknowledging anything else. She just that took everything in. That was a lot of Rachel coming through as well. Like, it took a lot for her to say that, because it dawned on her in that moment when Lake was like, yeah, they're friends. She's like, I've never had anyone call me friend.
If space for me to be absolutely... Oh, you're on D&D. I forgot.
Chaos!
Ah.
Accidental people. Anyway,
Sorry about that.
what is Rachel's like social situation back home?
So Rachel actually does not talk to her family, beyond Caleb. So Caleb is the only member of her family, and he is a cousin, on her mother's side. Um, she does not talk to her family. She has become the disappointment of the family. Only in that her family takes on, it was expected of her to take on a more traditional role as far as being, some rich guy's trophy wife and being a homemaker and, debutante type, Southern belle to kind of carry on those Southern high society circles. Um, she chose not to. She quit being quit beauty pageants, much to her mother's dismay, and became a systems analyst for a Fortune 500 company.
Mm-hmm.
So her family, they don't. Her mom sees her as a failure and a black sheep of the family, and Caleb.
And she's making her own money?
She's
It's
girl
that high society, that Southern high society type.
Mm.
She's supposed to be, you know, Betty Homemaker almost above the high society. She's, planning
Right.
planning charity events and galas and things like that, and working for the family company versus kind of setting out on her own and making a name for herself. So Caleb is the only one she talks to because, of course, Caleb, it being the South, being of the queer persuasion, um, kind of, no one ever talks to him either. So they're kind of two peas in a pod friends, understand the family dynamic. So it's the only person she talks to. Because of the how things were, how her family was, especially growing up, going in the beauty pageant world, she did not make a lot of friends, because she was very competitive. She's competitive by nature, so she did not have a lot of friends. People kind of thought she was standoffish.
No friends, only enemies.
Yeah.
Only competition.
They also felt she was kind of vain, but then when she decided to kind of break away from the family, she kind of focused only on her career, so she felt she didn't have time for friends.
Mm.
She had to prove her family wrong. So
Gotcha.
at least, and the people she thought were her friends never actually called her their friend, and proved that they were not her friends at all. So she's kind of very guarded in that aspect. So kind of shocks her that somebody might consider her a friend after only knowing her for a few days.
Gotcha. And the rest of the party is just chilling, hanging out, making sure boss doesn't attack DeLacy with a small hammer.
Does anyone have eyes on boss, or
I
is this
guess.
just
Keeping an eye on him. Keeping an eye on him.
Fox is keeping an eye on boss. Oh no.
Delacey has no idea. Delacey has no idea. He has
They were
not a single
roommates.
clue.
I know they're roommates.
I think it would be funny if like Boss like drops his hammer a few times and DeLacy's like, "Oh, here you go, buddy," and Boss is like, "It's being so nice, I hate it."
If he dropped it, that's exactly what would happen. It's a lie. It's a lie.
All right, and so I guess we'll go backstage to Tipsy Mahalia and Morrigan. I assume that you are still
this is
trying
gonna be
to
fun.
get Mahalia to sober up a little bit before the show.
Oh yeah. How difficult is that to do?
Once she figured out that you were trying to give her water, she became very resistant to the fact that you were trying to give her water. It is not her go-to.
No,
She's not trying to actively drink any more alcohol. She just doesn't want to drink the water.
Well, there goes my plan of pretending like it's vodka. Okay. Okay. What have you eaten anything today?
No, I never eat anything. I'm a moth. We don't have mouths. We have proboscis.
Okay, touche. Anything of like sustenance though, like a soup or something, some broth,
No.
something that's not alcohol.
We had some fruit juice at lunch. It wasn't fermented, I swear.
I wasn't even gonna say that, but I am glad you clarified that now.
Well, there were some apple cider booths, which we did try, but it wasn't that.
All right.
Doug knows how his sponsor felt, huh?
There definitely is there are some of those alarm bells in the back of his mind, whether it's deserved or not. Um, because, he came into this game with, brain programmed of the Morrigan, like, I love her so much, she's so important to me. And yeah, because he knows how bad it can get, he's like perhaps even overly concerned. Like, it seems like most people that know her are like, this is fine, this is normal, like it didn't even occur to Doug, like, oh yeah, I guess mobs don't like eat, I guess it's whatever. But yeah, he's fawning over her. He continues to. He tries to get her to, like, all right, maybe some coffee, maybe some water. And then I guess right before it's showtime, Doug's gonna, just kind of grasp her by the shoulders and be like, it is okay if you need to sit down. It's okay if you need to take a little break. You can just watch me, it's fine. That'll be our contract fulfilled, You just need to take it easy.
I can perform. I've performed so many times.
Well, yeah, I know you're a professional. Just be careful, okay?
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
Now we should go
Now,
to
are
the
you
stage, and she starts walking in the wrong direction.
Now, how do you even screw that up? Mora Doug grabs her by the arm and just drags her the other way. Despite being very worried. He's still a little bit rough handling her.
Yeah. And I guess you wait. Are you waiting your turn to go up onto stage then, or?
Yeah, I was just gonna double check with her which one of us is going first. If it's the, same as last time, or I'm the opener, or if she wants to start first, whatever.
It's whatever you'd like to do, Morrigan. You're very smart. I'm sure you'll do great.
Because I'm smart, I'm gonna do great. Okay. You really have been drinking too much if you think that. All right. How about you go ahead and go first? You get it over with, and then you sit. You get it over with, and then you sit down out in the audience and have some more water. I know it's not fun, but it's good.
I mean, I would say it'd be in the eye of the beholder, but I don't think eyes drink water.
All right, just get on stage.
Stage and wiggle.
She flutters her way up the stairs. She doesn't use the stairs when she can fly, because why would you do that? And she seems to be flying pretty straight. Like, I guess she's used to doing this a little bit tipsy. Maybe you haven't seen her quite so, but she's been out drinking with a friend all day, so. The friend has very clearly seen her perform very drunk before. And she doesn't do the same routine that she did the first time. The first time was very, this is me, this is my backstory, this is how I feel about where I grew up. This is complete improv. She's doing air aerobics and lights and colors, and she's just having a good old time. There's no, like, it is... If you've ever seen improvisational jazz and you put it into your brain as a moth flying around on stage, this is what you've got with this moth woman. And people seem to be really enjoying it, but it is all over the place.
Boss drops his little mallet and is just like loving it.
The lady's
Um,
clapping and like in the process, like just scooping it up and handing it back to him.
Damn it, it's so nice. I hate this.
Moradug is watching at first very intently and then like eases into it and is chuckling along and stuff.
Yeah. And she's using all sorts of tricks. She's doing the split image. She's using up all of her AP in one shot, pretty much, because she hasn't used it all day. So why not use it now? She's used Mirage. There's a moment where you think she's used invisibility and then just disappears, and then reappears halfway across the stage. Like, she's pulling out all the stops because why not? She's got the energy to burn. And when she reaches the end of the show, she kind of stumbles a little bit because all of a sudden she's back on her feet after having twirled around stage all over the place, and then does a big bow with her wings out, and then flutters down and sits next to Nagataman in the stands.
All right, so the journey
Huzzah!
Doug went on then was like really laser focusing in, make sure she's all right, enjoying it, and then once the tricks kept like upping and upping, then he's feeling the dread of like, oh god, I gotta follow that. I didn't think this through.
You need to save your AP.
I've just used so much of it today, talking to people in their brains over and over again. Just today.
How much AP do you have?
While you are pontificating, oh god, what do I do? This orc that's behind the stages, that performed earlier, you saw him performing, like, from what you could see from behind stage, accidentally bumps into you, but rather than, like, bumping into you, realizing what he's gonna do, he kind of does one of those things where he grabs you very carefully and kind of twirls you, in order to, like, not physically collide with you. And he says, I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking where I was going, and are you okay?
I mean, yeah, but what the hell? Can't go grabbing people.
Well, I didn't want to mess up your... Oh, you have wings.
I got
Oh,
wings,
wow, your wings are really beautiful. And, by the way, your dress is stellar, like, fantastic.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Um,
You got a good act. It's good. I saw it a little bit before.
thank you. I'm Theo, by the way.
Hello, I'm Morrigan.
Nice to meet you. I saw your friend performing? Or...
Oh, yeah, she's, that is Mahalia the Magnificent.
Oh.
So you've
Yeah,
heard of her, of course.
No, actually, she didn't introduce herself.
Oh.
So I enjoyed what I could see of it, but, I didn't know who she was.
Okay, well,
Don't get a lot of moths up this way, though. Or you guys must be from down south?
Yeah, that's right.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It's nice to meet you. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Morrigan.
Morrigan, thank you.
Morrigan Fleck, yeah.
This guy is so flustered. And he's, the classic green skin, little tusks in the front, and he's got very wavy, almost curly hair. And he is shirtless, by the way.
Just by the way.
Just by the way.
He had been doing naturalist moves up on stage. He'd been doing, like, firebending, waterbending, the classic elemental, like, tossing stuff around, with his sister, who is also backstage, but has not run into you because she's talking to the stage manager.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Nice to meet you, Theo. I actually need to get up there. I gotta.
Yeah. Break.
I gotta follow that.
Break a leg.
Yeah. Thanks.
And Theo leaves you be to go talk to his sister, who's talking to the stage manager.
Morrigan watches him go away for a second, and then goes, goes up to the stage. Some guy touching me. Where did he get off?
Watch where you're
In an
going.
hour.
So
Jeez,
yeah,
Smalls.
Wait, I think I missed something. What?
Do you want to repeat that for us, Smalls?
Yeah, Smalls.
You want to say that louder for the whole class?
Hey, where did he get off? And I said, in an hour.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Putting myself out. Bye.
In Morrigan's second performance, what does Morrigan decide to do? Excuse me.
So yeah, Morrigan is going back to the burlesque roots that Mahalia had taught her in the first place. So this is a striptease number. If I choose this song again, it's Nina Simone, I Put a Spell on You. And she's got a cute little prop that's like this cauldron that has, you know, an illusion of like mist bubbling over and stuff. The vibe of it is kind of Dita Von Teese meets Elvira. Like it is cute and sexy or whatever, but it's mostly comedic and silly. Good mix of both. I won't go into all the minutia like I did the first performance or anything. But yeah, kind of classic striptease stuff, you know, toying with stuff. The gloves come off, and then whatever else. Yeah, Doug is kind of just going through with the muscle memory of it or whatever, but is kind of having fun as well. But you know, if he thought about it, you know, that would be an issue. So he's purposefully not looking at anybody that he knows in the crowd. Yeah, so that's the performance.
Okay. And how do our watchers feel about that?
Fox is hooting and hollering.
So Lacey,
Dog whistling.
Lacey somehow has mastered that really sharp, high-pitched dad whistle. I'm encouraged.
Yes.
Boss is completely starry-eyed, thinking Morgan is like the coolest cat, the bee's knees, all of that, and a bag of chips, and just like totally like, holy wow, just like totally taking into the performance, laughing when the comedic moments happen, but also appreciating like the art and thinking of like the planning that had to go in being a player character for the game, and just like completely not looking at DeLacy at all, and just like completely taking in Morgan's performance.
Good.
Lakey is acutely aware of the fact that 1, he is on the clock, and 2, he is sitting directly next to his grandmother, so he claps politely.
Oh, I should have thrown something at him again. I should have.
Your
tossed him a glove or
grandmother,
something.
your grandmother is absolutely hooting and hollering along with Fox. She knows how to appreciate a good performance.
But look, one of us has to be respectful. It's obviously not going to be her.
Is it not
Hooting
respectful to
respectfully.
cheer for a performer?
He's clapping. He's clapping. I understand.
Okay. Okay.
It's giving mother. It's giving.
But yeah, so your second performance goes well. I assume you probably used some magic tricks in there since that's free. But
Yeah.
do you
yeah,
decide
just
to use
for
any
little
other
illusion.
moves before the night is out?
Gosh, I feel like the responsible thing to say is no, but I am gonna look at my moves.
What can hurt to look? What can I hurt to know?
No. I think it's mostly gonna be magic tricks. I was thinking about splitting image for a moment, but I think Morgan usually uses that for like more like straight up dance routines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just lots of magic tricks, lots of like silly props that are made for the sake of like goofy, witchy, fun times, like the mist coming out of the cauldron, or like, I don't know, she's got a broomstick at one point, etc. Things like that. Maybe a little black cat somewhere, but like all of it is very clearly like magic tricks. Like there's only the sense of sight. You can't like hear anything from anything.
Right.
She can't actually physically do much with the broom or whatever. But yeah, so that all goes off. She does a deep bow similar to Mahalia, and then snaps all of the magic tricks off so that the stage is clear and good again, and flutters off backstage.
For those of us not sitting next to our grandmother, standing ovation.
Standing ovation. 100%.
Standing ovation.
When you're done, Saphira jumps up and it's just like, yes, yes, yes.
So many
I
of
will
those
say-
whistles.
Yeah, after the routine's done, I think Doug is okay to make eye contact with some of his friends. Except for Fox.
Oh, what Fox do?
I
was
just know he's
2.
a child, so I'm like, I don't care about your opinion. You're 12 years old.
He's still mad about
What
the
the
arm,
hell?
the chair arm.
He's still mad about the armrest.
No, it's not that big a deal. But just kind of like eye roll at any reaction Fox would have, anything he would do. Mora Doug just rolls their eyes at, no matter what. And then flutters off stage and stuff, and isn't gonna go out of her way to check, but is curious if Theo's
Yeah,
happened to see it.
Theo watched. I mean, he's backstage, so he gets a different, perspective than the people
Right.
on stage would have. But he did
Yeah.
watch. And he says,
Okay, yeah.
if he sees you watching, which if you'd like me to roll for, I can.
Yeah, I think this is a roll situation. I'll roll to see how subtle I am looking at him, and you can. That was a 14, so I think it's not terrible.
He
Like
rolled
I'm just
it.
kind of trying to steal a glance.
He rolled a 2. He did not. He's
All
not
right, so he
clapping
doesn't
that you
notice.
saw. But yeah, he very very definitely did watch you. And is commenting to his sister, "Wow, they did a really great job." Like just off to the side, like it's distant because you're not near him. But
Right.
his sister looks very different from him actually. His sister has the same like green skin, but her hair is kind of like wispy and made of clouds, rather than the curly black that he has. And she doesn't really have the tusks like he does, but they do look very related.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think yeah, I don't think Mora Doug approaches Theo. I think just kind of checks to see and is like, getting a vague sense of complimentary stuff over there, so feels
Mhm.
pretty good, and comes back out to rejoin Mahalia and friends. And it's just kind of like, all right, so that's it for the performances today. Quota filled. I'm totally free now. Oh, I guess I should say got a little more dressed again as well. Just a little.
Discussion.
Fox is like, dang, Morgan, I don't know you were sexy like that. Damn, girl.
No, you're not allowed to speak to me like that, Fox.
The more you mean to me, the more it does it for me.
All right,
Careful.
this
I
asshole
had
over
tea in
here.
my mouth.
Apologies.
Floss's jaw just kind of drops like,
Apologize
thought the
for him.
Lacey
He
was
does
the
not speak
demon.
for all of us.
wait, say
I
that
know,
again,
it's
Silly
fine.
Pete?
He's just an asshole. I get it. Anyone who I guess no one would know Doug very well. It's been 2 days, but for the record, anyone who's good at reading people can kind of tell that there's less actual genuine anger there with Fox and more like, well, I got him. I got to mess with kind of energy. It's a little less
As-
heated than like in the store when it's like, yo, put the armrest, whatever. Yeah. So Morrigan sees Boss reacting or whatever, and is like, yeah, not too bad, huh?
Boss is gonna like take off his little hat and just kind of like hold it, like all nervous, because that was like the coolest thing Boss had seen in this game, and is just like too kind of stunned for words and kind of looking up at Morgan like a cool older sibling, like that.
It's just-
All right. Well, I guess you're stunned. That's fine. I guess.
Can you blame them? Have you seen yourself?
It was really cool, and you were magical. Again, you're always magical, but that one was really magical.
Thank you, boss.
Perfect Razor's Edge is sensual and fun.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mr.
And who knew you were funny?
It's funny.
Boy, you are trying to block my salvation.
Well, yes, I am.
I've been dying to pull out that line. I watched Holiday Heart the other day.
Boss is gonna like blush a little bit at salvation because it's so poetic. Even like he's stunned, just like, oh. Even though it wasn't directed at him.
You know when you scold the fox and fluster the frog?
You know
Yeah.
that feeling.
Totally Tails all the time.
Getting those
Foster
compliments
too.
from DeLacy, Morrigan reaches into her bag and just between her fingers in the bag touches the card that he'd given her this morning.
Oh man.
Oh
Not that we're
man.
down bad, but
Oh man.
Why has this session become a study in emotions?
And again, he is being totally genuine, like the eyes are actually wide, not like that narrow slitted cat bullshit. Actually big eyes. He means it.
Mahalia on the end is talking to Nagataman, and you can see from Mahalia's face that she has entered the weepy side of being tipsy. She's like, look at my wonderful student. She's so beautiful. Like just sobbing into Nagataman's arms.
Mama's proud.
Mama's so
We've
proud.
reached white girl wasted.
Aww. We made it, boys.
God.
Okay, I think it's maybe time to go home, Mahalia.
But the night is still young. We could. I don't know what we could do. We could drink, but you said no more drinking. Water? You said water.
Yeah, let's get some water. Everyone, doesn't that sound fun? Water?
Yeah, absolutely. My
Hundred
favorite
percent.
drink.
What are you talking about?
Okay, good job, boss.
You guys managed to coax Mahalia to drink another cup of water. But then she does say, well, I suppose we probably should go home. It is getting late. The sun's already set. We should probably find a nice light to cuddle up next to for the night and start again in the morning.
Yep. So it's every day of the festival that will be
Yes,
coming
twice
back?
twice a day for,
Right.
the next 2 days.
all right.
Of course, you don't have to do all of them. I believe it was just me that's contractually obligated to, but they said if you would like to, obviously you're part of my troop, you're welcome to. But I love seeing you perform. You're so wonderful. And she's back to crying again. And now she's crying into
no.
you.
Oh God. You have seen me practice a million times. What's going on?
Don't question a mama's pride now.
Now, would you guys like to make your way back to your hotel with the crew in tow, or
Are we not doing the heist tonight?
what heist?
How the house heist tonight?
What heist?
Well, do we know
Yeah,
how
Doug
to do
was
it?
more so trying to get Mahalia to go back than necessarily join, but that might be hard to pull off.
I think the
Which
heist requires a
heist?
little more practice with runes first. I'm not
Oh, okay,
sure.
okay. Okay.
Okay, if it's agreed upon we're not doing anything tonight, I think Morrigan is still gonna wanna mosey her way back over to the exhibit that Lawfrey was in.
Okay. Do you want to drop Mahalia off first, and then come back? Because it's
Sure.
not too
Sure, that
far
works.
away.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
And I think Nagataman is gonna say to Leiki, did you want to go home? I can gate us home.
I need to make sure they get back to their hotel.
Okay.
But I'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay. Well, be safe.
I will.
Would you like me to tell Woolelemy that you've made some friends, so you don't have to deal with her squealing?
If you'd like to start the squealing, I should hopefully be home somewhere near the middle of round 3.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can get her settled before you get home, but you'll probably have to deal with that in the morning, one way or the other.
At least the alarm clock will have a different tune.
Yes, well. Alright, good night, Lakey. And she kisses you on the forehead, and then snaps her fingers and uses gate, and there's like, it's almost like wind whips up and scatters dust, but they're more like sparkles, and she's gone. She disappears into those sparkles, and is magically teleported home.
I want that ability in real life.
Right?
Really bad.
Right?
God. Dude, yes.
Gate, for those of you who are listening along, is you snap your fingers. Any willing party members nearby are instantly teleported to your circle, which is a room that you have bound the gate point to. It is the room that you are currently in, must belong to you or a member of your party. This is your circle. You may only bind yourself to one at a time. So she's bound it to a room back at home. So that way, she can go out and do things, and then at the end of the night, just snap her fingers and head home. But yeah, so, you guys have dropped Mahalia off. Nagataman is gone. Briar is still elsewhere, unless Briar wanted to come. In the meantime, come join, at the festival.
I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, I think Briar would navigate his way back towards the fairgrounds. If anything, to attempt to study some more runes, now that the main obstacle is out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat. The hurdle was crossed. And at least he could make notes of what the runes look like, so he could try to help to come up with a game plan and how to approach them.
Okay. Are you writing those down?
I would like to, yes.
Okay, so you have just picked up runology as a move.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Because you have started studying and writing them down and all that jazz, you officially have started your own codex. So go ahead and add that move to your repertoire.
Yes!
We love growth. We love growth.
Where's my notebook? There it is. My actual journal.
I will say it does cost AP to record ones that aren't your spells, and obviously those are not your spells, and there are 2 spells. So if you'd like to do the 2 AP, you can add those to your codex.
Sure. Okay.
Mel, you look like you got a thought there.
Runeology.
I thought Mal had a thought.
Not a thing in my head.
I don't trust that!
Yeah, that's not a suspicious way to say that at all.
I'd like to
No,
roll for deception.
seriously. I will admit it. I was just vibing with some brain fog.
That's
I was
fair.
like, that
Okay.
cloud looks like a seagull.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
That's where we're at.
Poor Mel's had the walking pneumonia like for 2 weeks. Plus
Oh,
3. Since the
3
beginning of
weeks.
December. Yeah, beginning of December.
Bless it.
It's terrible.
No.
Don't do it.
do not recommend.
No.
But yeah, so I will say if you are okay with sacrificing the 2 AP to write down those 2 spells
Oh yeah,
that are in
absolutely.
that, you go ahead and add that to your codex. And I'll say the rest of the party comes and finds you back in the booth. Because it sounds like that's where everybody was headed anyway.
Oh, hey, how'd it go?
Yeah, how'd it go?
He has offered patience to me, so I I th- I th- I think I got a friend. At least, minimum.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That was the hope for the whole venture, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I don't have an enemy. Great.
See, what did I
Wait,
tell
that's
you?
what it
Just
was.
like gets him on the shoulders, gives him a little shake, like, see, what did I tell you? Live with your integrity, follow with your heart. I ain't never gonna steer you wrong.
And you were very right.
Peace.
I'm a bit scrambled up here, so it's just my feelings were bigger than I was at the time, but it's amicable. And
Sometimes that's...
he made me a crepe. So.
Oh, he's got it for you bad.
That's
That's a love language all its own.
I thought you were trying to score.
What?
Is that not what this was about? I thought you were trying to score. No?
I thought they would break it up. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, first. I'm not just here to hook up. All right? Let's get that. All right.
Wait, you can
am a
do that in the
gentleman.
game?
I like to court people
What?
first.
Ignore me, Briar's talking.
We'll
It might
talk
not be a game
later.
to you and Fox, but I don't think it is to him.
And in regards to the X part, we were colleagues in the war, but something happened to my recall, and I explained it to him, and he's willing to work with me on that. So we're on the friendly end of things. No romance, no smooching. We hugged. That was it. So
You up for another hug, friend?
sure.
Boss is
I'll take
gonna.
one.
He's not even gonna ask. Boss is just gonna come in too.
He's so much smaller than Briar.
Okay, group hug.
Group
I
hug.
guess.
I'm so glad it went well for you, friend. I truly am.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a little rough, but that happened. But I made a note for our group activity later on.
Oh, stupendous.
Or are you not in?
Uh,
Are you inside the booth or are you outside of the booth?
I think. Let's see. They probably would have saw me. Well, I probably didn't linger at the balcony as lovely as the cross streets was.
The balcony?
Mm.
I was talking about the deep sea exhibit
Oh, right.
Oh,
because I think that's
That's
where
where
you
I
guys
am.
were going.
Sorry. I thought we were back at the
That's where we
Crock and
were
Bowl for a second.
I thought we were at the Crock and Bowl.
I mean, if you guys want to be at the Crock and Bowl, sure. But I thought we were all headed to the exhibit. So
Right. So yeah, he went to the exhibit to make the notes. Yes, that's how this happened. Um. So yeah, I guess outside of the exhibit because that would be a logical place to discuss things safely.
okay.
But he's still trying to be a little coded with it.
Yeah. Any further details might be best done farther away.
By the way, while you were in taking the notes about the runes, which do glow a little bit in the dark because of the magic that's contained within, Lawfrey also glows in the dark, and was just as grumpy to everyone in that room as she was when she originally met you guys. Gnashing teeth, staring at people up close.
I mean, who could blame her though?
She's real mad.
I don't.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't blame her at all.
So
Well, Doc,
it does make Briar reconsider the Little Mermaid tale though. But he's not going to say that out loud.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, with how ready we are for the group activity, where do you think you're landed right now? As far as your studying and shit goes.
Well, considering the basic knowledge that I was able to accumulate, I'd say close to an 8.
Okay.
That's good.
we could compare notes with Lake Gaze and mine.
I would love to do that.
Okay,
That
I'm
was
just gonna peek inside to go talk to Lawfrey while you guys are doing that.
that was
Do you
actually
have
going to be
the
another
energy to do
question
that?
for you, Fox and Lakey. Have you guys also taken physical notes on runes?
Oh yeah.
Then you would have runology as well.
Congratulations.
I don't think Lakey did.
Okay.
He read up on it though.
Yeah, but he got distracted in the middle of that by going and looking up other stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Moradug was looking at the 101, but I don't think really understood much from it, so wasn't really taking notes either.
Mm-hmm.
So, Briar and Fox are probably comparing notes then.
Okay. Morgan, you said you wanted to go in and talk to Lawfrey?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a whole big thing, but Morrigan would want to try to keep her in the loop as much as possible. So she's going to cast the version of Whisper that allows Lawfrey to speak back with her. How much AP did I
I
have?
want to say that was 1.
4. Okay, so I'm down to 3 AP for the day after this. And yeah, Morrigan's basically gonna try to tell her all that's going on through a mind link about, like, you know, we seem to be this far in what we're trying to do. We're reading up on runes, and then and you know, and it's mostly with this air of like, I don't know, like, just being very sorry. Like, I think once, like, the facts or stuff as they understand them are done, then Moradog's just kind of like, yeah, I'm sorry. I really thought we could get it done tonight, but hopefully tomorrow we'll get you out of there.
Waste in this container.
I know it ain't right.
You see her kind of like lash out at the glass itself, and just watch her bounce off of it. It doesn't take any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, I know. At one point we were like, we probably could just throw a damn rock at the thing and get you out, and I was all about that plan, but, you know, extra stuff to consider, you know, there's other people around and whatever. But yeah, I'm really gonna try hard to get you out of here. It's not right. And, yeah, I guess on that note, I'll, see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I see. She seems a little bit disappointed, just tone-wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Lakey is going to follow Morrigan into the tent, and instead of talking to her as surreptitiously and undercover as he possibly can, he's gonna try to, like, look at the inside of the tent, the tank itself, like the construction of the tank itself, the ground under the tank, like the whole nine. Like, he's just scoping out and trying to take better mental notes of the surroundings.
Mm-hmm. So the tank itself is very large. It's rectangular in shape, and has kind of the base itself is carved from stone, and then the glass was set into it, and then it was filled with water. So it's a lot of water to hold this giant creature. The runes are on each side. There's one set on each side, so if you were to take them out, you would need to systematically do it on all four sides. The tent itself is very tall, but is mostly just to keep the elements from getting in, and to create the darkness that, you know, the fish would enjoy because they're deep sea creatures. Obviously they don't like being there. Many of them glow in the dark at night, so there is kind of this haze to them. Lawfrey herself kind of has... Have you ever seen, like, fins that have, like, little, like, glowing edges? She's kind of got that going on with her tail. Almost like an electric eel, in a way. But she's...
describe her as eel-like.
Yeah, she's somewhere between a betta fish and an eel, in terms of her tail. So she's kind of got that vibe going on.
Love it.
Love it.
Construction itself it's just a tent. There's nothing super special about it. It looks like a circus tent. Guard-wise, there's probably more outside than inside at the moment. People have started knocking off for the night because the fair's about to close down for the night.
What about the ground?
The ground itself is cobbled.
Okay.
This is normally, like, an area, like a... It's either a road or, like, the side of, like, a fountain area. Like, it's a paved area for people to travel upon.
Okay. And, how close to reinforcements are we? Like, how close to the temple are we?
Which temple?
The temple that the Tethys dudes are from.
These guys are actually not Tethys acolytes. They're just dudes. They don't belong to a temple. They're sailors, who are making a buck.
Interesting development. I think the question still stands.
Okay. Tethys would have a temple probably closer to the coast.
Okay.
Very far away.
Okay.
Well, not very far, but, like, so, if you look at the map of the city, you guys are in Lusari right now, in the, kind of the northeastern part of it, and there is, I believe, another district in between. I'm not looking at the map right now. But the next district over, the port side district would be where that would be.
Okay. And you said the base of the tank was carved out of stone, and then the tank sat in it, and then it was filled with water. Is it a solid piece of stone? And are the, like, is it like a plinth style? Are there separate, like, ornate feet?
It's like a plinth. It's just one solid, like, slab of stone that they've carved,
So, like
a box
okay.
out of in the top, and then set the glass in.
Got it. Cool. And the only source of light in here is the sea life.
Currently, yes.
And I don't
during
see
the
it.
day, there are little peaks of light that get in from gaps in the tent and whatnot.
And from what I can see, there aren't any other sources of light in here.
Not particularly. The runes do glow a little bit, but that's about it.
Okay, but like, there's no like oil lamp candelabras or anything that aren't.
No,
like,
they're trying to let people enjoy the sea life glowing in the dark.
So they set up for the spectacle and not in case of emergency. Excellent.
Right.
Okay,
This is why we scout.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
This is why I scout. I don't know why none of you are scouting, but this is why I scout.
How close can you get to the tank that Lofrey's in?
You can get right up close to it. Hale was about to take out one of the runes with a knife. Like, he was going to do it right there and then, and you guys stopped him from doing so. There is nothing to stop the public from going up and tapping on the glass of any of these tanks, let alone Lofrey's. Mostly, I think they banked on the fact that Lofrey is mildly terrifying to behold. They were like, nobody's gonna mess with that. It's fine. She'll chase them off. Like, these are not people who thought very far ahead.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, if people are still scouting and stuff, that's cool. I was just gonna add that probably, just before it's time to leave, then Morrigan very gently puts her hand on part of the tank, and, says goodbye internally. Is probably the last thing she does before she leaves. But if other stuff's going on, I'm not trying to rush everyone out of here.
Yeah, does anybody else want to do anything while we're here?
Saphira's outside the tent, just kind of people watching. She's watching the crowd. Like,
Okay, are you
she's
looking
letting
for
other
anything in
people think.
particular?
No, more just watching, looking at, just kind of walking around, checking on, like, more like, I guess, looking at the guard situation, like if there are like guards that would be like walking around the area.
Yeah,
That could be
I
my
think.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
That's gonna be my question. Like, how many dudes are they? How big are they? Can I take them in a fight?
These dudes are
Okay.
pretty hefty. They are definitely, like, physically built up from being sailors, like, doing the sea life, doing the rigging and all that jazz. They've got pretty beefy arm muscles and leg muscles, and they're pretty big guys. They had to lift all of this equipment to carry it in. They probably know, at least the basics of survival in this world. Excuse me.
So they could probably deck you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gotta catch you first.
But most of them are outside right now. There's only like 2 or 3 that are inside the tent right now. Earlier they were pretty more evenly spaced, but you can tell they're kind of getting like restless. They're ready to go home. So they're kind of like hanging out in a bunch. There's a couple that are like, actually doing their jobs. But
Can I count how many, or is it a little unclear?
give me a roll,
Oh,
because it is nighttime.
Since me and Fox are doing a similar thing, can I help it?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'd like to do the help
And,
action.
Briar was
Mine is
comparing
20.
notes, so could I roll also?
You were comparing notes on runes, not
Runes,
guards.
yeah. That's valid.
Guardness.
Yeah.
I got a 2. Does that mean I get to re-roll, or is just? Is
I
DeLacy
believe
rolling
DeLacy
if
was
he rolls
helping.
right?
DeLacy, are you rolling?
Yes. I wasn't sure how. I always forget how this works. Let me just. Unbelievable. That is also a 2.
Oh,
good
no.
grief.
Oh,
Unfucking
God.
believable.
They're difficult to differentiate from the random passerbys in the crowd, especially as it's getting later in the evening and the lights are less
When there's-
visible.
When there are suits of armor, it's so much easier. What the hell? Oh, man.
If I didn't already roll for it, I would try to squeeze my way into like trying again, but I already rolled.
And what's Boss up to?
What'd you say?
I was gonna ask what Boss was up to, because we haven't had anything for Boss yet in this scene.
I think I'm trying to think. I think Saphira specifically catches Boss looking at a reflection of himself, modeling his little hat, and just getting like really giddy about it. And then he looks away, then he looks back and shoots like another pose.
Oh, honey.
He loves his hat. He's also definitely not helping with the area.
Yeah, no, Saphira definitely clocks that and is just chuckling. She finds it so amusing.
Why is this just a little guy? He's just a little
Just a
dude
little guy.
He's just
He's
like-
just a little guy.
enjoying his little hat.
This is who you're asking to answer 60 emails a day.
No, exactly. This is how your email finds me.
Just know if you're making fun of Boss, no, you're not. You're dead.
So can I kind of be looking for guards as I leave the tent or whatever? Or something.
Yeah, I think I
I'm
already told
dismayed
you
by
that
the
there's like
cheers.
only 2 or 3 inside at the moment.
Yeah.
So, question, like
Yeah.
out of game question, how many people can see in like darkness, like have dark vision?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't.
I am a cat, so you tell
I
me.
don't know if I gave myself a specific dark vision, but if
DeLacy
I'm
has
sensitive to
sees
the
in the
light,
dark.
I might be better in the dark.
Excuse me, gosh.
Because I can give those who don't have it, I can give them the ability to see in complete darkness.
So Fox and DeLacy both have that, so if you guys want to re-roll using your dark vision
Yeah, let's do
advantage,
that.
I will give that
Yeah,
to
let's
you.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much
I
better. That's
don't
17.
think Morrigan does.
I don't think I do either.
18. How
Okay.
many guys?
So
What's their
you
weight?
see,
What's their height?
so they're all, they're dudes. There's a range of sizes and shapes and whatnot, but there's about 12 of them outside at the moment. 2 or 3 are like still doing the perimeter check that they should be doing, and the other ones are just kind of like hanging out, like, oh, we're almost done for the day, blah 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 blah.
Like 15 people. That's a lot of people.
6 for you, 6 for me.
We've got friends. We've got more friends.
I feel like DeLacy, in a moment of feeling a little high on life at the moment, just kind of grins a bit at Fox and goes, "You want to know what I did for this piece, boy?"
Yes, I do.
You'll get your chance.
So side note, I do have that Morrigan can see in darkness.
Oh, do you? I don't have
but
that in
is
my
sensitive
notes.
to bright light. But if that feels like too much stuff because she can fly, then that's fine. I don't have
No,
to have that
I'll
as
give
well.
you flight and dark vision because I think I gave everybody 2, so I just don't have it in my
Right.
notes, I guess, which is dumb. But yeah, so you have that.
I think I have dark vision also.
Lord.
Well, damn, everyone has dark vision.
I don't know if Boss has it. I have to look.
I don't think Lakey does either.
Saphira has dark vision.
Lakey does
You
not.
can borrow
Lakey
mine,
has
boss,
a
it's
bonus
okay.
perception.
So yeah, if you were to take these guys, there's about 15 guards while they're active.
will say that Briar made a map, uh, drew a rectangle and what runes are on what side, so he can strategize what to strike first.
So all of the
Strike
runes are
out
the same
first.
on each side.
Right.
It's the same
And-
rune. By the way, you now know that runes are called rune strings, those of you that have runology. So
Rune strings.
rather
Okay.
than sentences, they call them strings.
And it's the same rune strength repeated.
It's the same rune string on each side, yeah.
Do we know how many times it's repeated, or is it?
There's one per side.
Once per side.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Does
it's
that mean you'd have to do the simplest one on both sides?
on
at the
all
same
the sides
time,
at the same
or-
time, yeah.
On all four
Ugh.
sides?
Thus the map.
Now you don't have to do them like you don't have to do them all like in the same instance. You just have to
Okay,
do them
that's-
in the same order on each side.
Okay, that was my question.
There's a right order.
Might go faster if, two people work on them at the same time.
Or even 3 or 4.
Lakey has the big brother sense where he realizes that everyone who is outside has been very quiet for far too long, so they are probably up to something. So he kind of like gives Morgan a look of, uh-oh, they're gonna do something stupid, and just goes, perhaps we should meet up with our companions and maybe find some dinner. I know we've been there a lot today, but the Crock and Bowl does seem to suit all of our palates.
All right, yeah, I got you.
So that's what triggers Morgan to do the goodbye thing, and then she trails closely behind Lakey, leaving.
And then Lakey looks around for the troublemakers and any sort of problems they may have started.
I'm the best behaved of this bunch. How dare you?
Well, obviously he doesn't see you then. Clearly he's not looking for you. Sir, you can make your own decisions.
Got it.
You don't
don't feel
need
bad.
a game guide NPC. But I mean, he is going to mention to Boss and to Lacey and Saphira that, dinner thoughts and how about we retire to the Crock and Bowl with everybody and talk about all the cool things we've seen today.
And learned.
And learn, yes.
I would be delighted to join y'all for a meal. I just can't stay out too terribly late. There was a little draining.
Yeah, you have been with these guys
Yeah,
most
that's
of the
fair.
day.
Very good. Then, shall we away?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
All right. You guys
Oh no, the fair's closing up for the day, so.
Yeah, and you do see them start to like close up tents down the way. The deep sea one is taking a little bit longer about it, but they're starting to like get ready to close the tent flaps, so to speak.
Lakey's going to mosey, but not too quickly so that he can try to keep eyes on their closing procedures, where they're tying it, what they're doing to secure the tent, all of that goodness.
You notice that some of the guys peel off, they're done for the day. As they start to close the tent flaps, the 3 guys that were in there do not come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they are spending the night in the tent. So they are guarding it overnight just in case somebody tries to like sneak in and steal any of the fishies.
Who would do a thing like that? That's crazy.
That's
They're not
utterly
expecting.
absurd.
They are very clearly not expecting to actually get robbed. These guys are like treating it like it's a day job, like they've done this 1,000 times. They're burnt out sailors who are just like, oh, we're gonna make some quick money and then get back on the ship, kind of thing.
Right.
Good. Keep up that energy. Keep up that energy.
Right where we want
But they're more expecting if somebody's going to break in, they're going to steal one of the glow-in-the-dark crabs or, like, a turtle. They're not expecting you to heist the fucking mermaid. Which, by the way, they are calling Tethrians. If you listen.
Why would anybody heist a Tethrian? That's silly.
That's absurd.
Go big or go home.
Tomorrow I want to like schmooze one of them and be like, wow, great job capturing, how'd you do it?
Oh my god, tell me more.
Tell me about
Gross.
it, stud.
Oh my god.
Be sure to
All
get
right,
into a hair flip.
all right.
They just go crazy for a hair flip.
Okay.
But I think that's... Oh, go ahead.
I would love Fox to potentially, like, if and when we do break the mermaid out and it's dark out, just like hijack the glow-in-the-dark crabs to use as... You don't even have to use them as lanterns, but just like, and then gently return
You're
them
all
back,
free!
Free!
Like unleashing
crab rave.
Boss and Fox are just kids unleashing animals at the zoo.
Exactly.
What a fantastic visual to take into the new year.
Absolutely.
You know what? I love you all. I don't want any more game. That's it. I'm calling it.
No, we have such warm potentials.
It's late. Don't we all have to go to bed?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I was going to say, this sounds like as good a place as any to end. In the new year, we will meet back up at the Crock and Bowl to plan this heist.
New year, same bullshit. Let's go.
Yeah. And again, if you guys at all want to come join us in our Discord, we might do a movie night sometime in the holiday season. Keep tuned on our channel. We will send out a ping to the server. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Happy Merry.
Happy Merry, happy. Yes.
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 Flawless.
Get a Marie.